Hope you all are doing well. My name is Jasmine Ball, and I'm one of the interns for this year's internship program. Today, we'll be discussing our personal and current intern experiences and what has been impactful throughout our internship so far. Next, we will be watching a video of what CCRH means to us.
CCRH means creating better lives to those families and individuals in need.
CCRH means providing economic security and healthy well-being to low-income communities of color.
CCRH means that I can help my community.
CCRH means showing up for the people in our communities and being an active ally.
The CCRH internship means opportunity and stability and hope. Hope that there are organizations out there that want to build up young, freshly graduated students and make them interns and help them carry out the important work that needs to be done.
CCRH means empowerment for the next generation in affordable housing.
CCRH means creating opportunities for the next generation.
CCRH means we have the power to be the change we want to see.
CCRH means we have the power to be the change we want to see.
CCRH means we have the power to be the change that we want to see.
CCRH means we have the power to be the change we want to see.
CCRH means we have the power to be the change we want to see.
CCRH means we have the power to be the change we want to see.
Hello, it's me again. I'm a fifth year at Chico State. My major is health administration and I'm minoring in project management. The highlight of, my host agency is CHIP, Community Housing Improvement Program in Chico. And the highlight of my internship so far is seeing the logistics and the background of affordable housing, since I don't really know much about it. But now I know so much more than I started with. I wanted to be a part of this internship due to my personal experiences and knowing how others in my life have been affected by not having consistent and stable housing. And my goal is to continue to be an advocate for affordable housing and to constantly be informed. And next, I'll share a project that I'm currently working on with CHIP. So these are some scattered lots in Paradise, and they're targeted for campfire survivors. And in this project, I'm learning so much about affordable housing and all the little itty bitty details that go into it, such as applications for funds and the interview processes for finding good candidates for these lots in general, and doing like the expenses and revenues of these scattered lots. And I'm so excited to continue to work on this project throughout the rest of my internship. Now I'll pass it on to the intern, who is a known cat lover.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I apologize for not being able to be here to present to you all, but I hope you all are enjoying the presentation so far. My name is Araceli, and I am from Santa Paula here in Ventura County. I am currently attending California State University Channel Islands and am majoring in sociology and psychology and minoring in political science. My host agency is Career Economic Development Corporation. So I first heard of the CCRH program from a college professor and decided to apply because I understand how important affordable housing is. I grew up in a low-income household where our housing was never secured. When my parents immigrated to the States, they had a difficult time finding a place for my family of 6 to live. And because of that, we always lived in overcrowded conditions. So my background has given me a direct perspective of the need for affordable housing. I saw CCRH as an opportunity to be able to serve others who live with similar circumstances as me and to give back to my community. I also saw the program as an opportunity to learn more about advocacy, research, and policy, and to be exposed to and learn more about the nonprofit sector. This sector is something that I've always been interested in because the nonprofit industry is what leads social reform in our country. It's a field that is overall just very community oriented, and that is something that I look for when pursuing my future career. Some highlights of my experience with my host agency so far is that I have been able to learn about housing policy and advocacy, housing elements, and more about the city's role in affordable to learn more about advocacy, research, and policy, and to be exposed to and learn more about the nonprofit sector. This sector is something that I've always been interested in because the nonprofit industry is what leads social reform in our country. It's a field that is overall just very community oriented, and that is something that I look for when pursuing my future career. Some highlights of my experience with my host agency so far is that I have been able to learn about housing policy and advocacy, housing elements, and more about the city's role in affordable housing. I've had the opportunity to meet and work with other housing advocacy groups in Ventura County and join coalitions to urge city council members to include certain recommendations in the city's housing elements, such as more committed language. At Cabrillo, I have also directly been partnering with a local nonprofit organization called the Central Coast Alliance United for a Sustainable Economy, or CAUSE for short, to support efforts to engage disadvantaged communities in housing policy advocacy and to build support for increased affordable housing supply in our county. I've been doing this by actively engaging and mobilizing residents of Cabrillo's existing affordable housing development. And that is a project that I have been really enjoying doing so far at Cabrillo because I have a big passion for bridging a gap with education as well. And I just love the population that I'm working with too. So that's been really exciting for me. Some other impressions I've had about this field so far is just learning about how complex the field actually is. Before, I never knew how much time and effort goes into a project, and that no matter how long it takes, there's always a team of people willing to put in the work. And I would have never even known that this is a possible career route either if it weren't for this internship. And that's why CCRH is just so special, is because it allows people to learn more about the field and it gives them that hands-on experience that a lot of people are looking for. Something that I'm looking forward to in this internship is to honestly continue just learning more about advocacy work, as it's something that I really want to prioritize in my career. So far, I've learned a lot about myself, and I'm very appreciative of this opportunity, this internship, and especially to the real estate team at Cabrillo as well, for all being great mentors with my learning experience. So yeah, and with that, just thank you all so much, and I hope you enjoy the remainder of the presentation.
All right. Up next, fun facts about the next intern. They have an identical twin.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here. My name is ALYSSA SERRANO. I grew up in Riverside, California. I lived a very typical suburban life in a household of 5 people. And then that was up until 6th grade that I lived there. And then during the economic recession, my house foreclosed. And so my sisters and my mom and I, we moved into my grandma's home in a neighboring city in Riverside. And my family went through a rough patch during that time. And I ended up feeling really mad, and just felt like this experience of leaving my childhood home and losing the foundation that I once knew was an experience that no one else was going through at the time. But obviously now I know that that was not the case. There was a lot of other people going through the same thing. And now it just seems to be so common that whenever I talk to friends, peers, or colleagues, that a lot of our stresses and losses stem from and come down to fear of losing our home, shelter, and making enough money to achieve housing stability. And I ask myself, why is this the case? Why is it the case that families live in fear of eviction unhoused people are seen as a problem and that it's normalized to let people suffer? And also, why is it the case that generations who are even younger than me think that they have no way out of debt? There are a lot of reasons why this is the case, and I'm sure that all of you here know a great deal of them. For me, I have become deeply interested in the positive solutions and work that is happening to combat all of these issues. I recently graduated from UC Santa Cruz. Go Slugs. There, I majored in community studies, and I got to do a 6-month field study with 2 really great organizations, Silicon Valley Debug and the South Bay Community Land Trust. And it's during that time that I dove into community organizing around housing and discovered a passion that I don't think I will ever stop having. Soon after I completed my field study, I learned about the CCRH internship from a professor, Mary Beth Putup, who encouraged me to apply. After a little hesitation and a lot of self-doubt, I ended up applying and getting it. So here I am, and now I'm working for Mid-Penn Housing at their Watsonville location, #Team Pelicans. My goal for this program is to just continue to learn the technical skills I didn't know before stepping into development. And I'm really ready to challenge myself by helping with finance applications and understanding pro formas. I'm still a little bit lost when it comes to that, but I know that I have a lot of time. And I'm really looking forward to working on a project called Jessie Street in Santa Cruz. And what's cool about that project is that there are 2 former CCRH interns that get to lead me through all the work. And I really think it's a project that's going to help the community of Santa Cruz. And I'll also be working on a project in East Palo Alto, which is a rehab, and it's going to benefit large families. So I'm also really excited about that. And I'm looking forward to just growing more with my cohort and seeing what we could all do on our own that we didn't think we could. So thank you so much. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm introducing the next intern. The next intern, fun fact, she really likes to hula hoop.
Hi everyone, I'm Sharon, and I'm currently a 4th year city and regional planning major at Cal Poly SLO. I have minors in sustainable environments, ethnic studies, and political science. I find that a lot of things just draw my interest, so it's kind of the explanation behind all of these. I'm originally from West Covina, which I consider like an ethnoburb in the Los Angeles area, and my host agency is People Self-Help Housing in San Luis Obispo. Shout out to the multifamily housing department if you're watching. And my reason for joining is that I wanted to create a more equitable social landscape to change the status quo. Growing up, I had the privilege of financial stability, something that I'm so grateful for, but I realized that that isn't the case for everyone necessarily. College has allowed me to meet a variety of people with different life perspectives, and I've seen how important housing security and financial security in general is. I think it's one thing to learn about these topics in classes and another to actually see your friends and community deal with these issues firsthand. And during the last academic year, one of my political science classes actually tasked us to tackle a real world issue in our community as a quarter-long project. And my group saw the importance of showing up for our community in this time of need, especially given the COVID-19 pandemic. And we worked to expand access to basic needs and housing resources for students. So through this, we were able to meet with local organizations, create a petition and outreach to the student body, meet with the dean of students. We created like a mock website of additional resources that we could implement on campus and advocated for a safe parking program. And though this effort was like super big amongst like the student body, it was still difficult to get tangible change created. And even though now it's part of our current ASI president's goals for this upcoming year, I'd say the most disappointing thing was seeing how creating housing isn't as simple as just advocacy. So that's why I wanted to join the CCRH program to learn more about the process. Because I'd say that this project was what set off my interest in housing overall, because yeah, I saw how complicated it was. And I just wanted to expand my efforts to the greater San Luis Obispo community and kind of learn more beyond the advocacy aspect of it. At my host agency, I've been working with the multifamily housing department on various projects, and it's been an exciting process just seeing all of the projects come to life. On my first day, actually, I participated in an initial call with like the Pismo Terrace project, and we recently just closed. So it's interesting seeing my little efforts tying into the big picture, and it's definitely been a learning experience. I definitely am still trying to get used to all the language and everything, but between applications, all these calls, I'd say I've learned a lot throughout the past like 4 months. I'm excited to just continue contributing to all of these projects overall and make a difference in my community, and just kind of continue meeting people and working with my cohort and establishing new relationships. Yeah. Next intern is someone who loves to travel. He's visited most of the major cities in Mexico and plans to visit every major city in the world someday.
Cool, awesome. Thanks, Sharon, for that introduction. So my name is ERIK GUZMAN. I am a fifth-year senior at Humboldt State University, where I am studying environmental science management with a focus on policy and planning and a minor in natural resource recreation. So currently, I am back in my hometown, Mammoth Lakes, California, where I'm working with Mammoth Lakes Housing, and we are currently working on a project we call Access Apartments. So that is 11 unit single family units that we've been working on since 2017 when we got a partial land donation. In 2017, we were supposed to start, we were fully funded and ready to be like shovel ready. But due to the pandemic and the rising construction costs, we're now working to find funding to close the $2 million gap. So that was one of the projects that I'm currently working on. And so this leads to the reasons why I joined the organization. So I have two reasons. So one's sort of like personal, going to school. I worked on a school project just like Sharon did. And we were designing a community center or a community resource center where us as the students, we designed the floor plans, the funding, and we met with the town, I think it's the Department of Recs, to figure out how we were going to fund it and how we were going to build it. And so that got me interested in it. And then the other reason why I joined it is because, as I mentioned in my video, there's I want to create opportunities for the next generation. And the way that I see this is by developing an affordable housing for families in need and being the person that could give out information and provide the connections to the resources that we have in town or wherever I'm working at. So this bleeds into what are my goals. So my goals are to become either regional or city planner and eventually have my own housing developing business. And I'm excited about, well, the thing that I'm excited that I've been doing is that I finally got to take a lead on a project. We are currently working, as I mentioned, for the funding. So I am working on writing some grant applications, and it's taking me a while to get used to the writing, but I think with the staff that we have at Mammoth Lakes Housing, it'll be done. And with that, I conclude my introduction. So, but before I go, so let me introduce the next intern. She describes herself as an amateur baker, even though she's been helping her dad with her family-run business, which is a Mexican bakery. However, she's been on her own baking for about 2 years, where she likes to bake bread, which is actually her favorite thing to bake.
All right, thanks, Eric. Hi, everyone. My name is CITLALI. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I was born and raised in Oxnard, California, where I really learned the importance of community and community aid. It's a region full of, it's a large farm working population with immigrants. And so having my family there just taught the importance of family connections and community support. And so that's something that I cherished with me coming into UC Davis. I'll be graduating this year with a Bachelor's of Science in Community and Regional Development with an emphasis in public policy and planning. And my host agency is with Mercy Housing, California at the Sacramento office. Also a shout out to all my coworkers who are here. My reason for joining is obviously to help make a meaningful difference in the lives of families in California, but it wasn't until I started working deeper into my major that I took a housing policy course with Dr. Rob Wiener, where I was able to connect the dots as to the importance of what housing was able to provide for my family through public housing and just seeing the importance of housing overall to provide stability for a variety of individuals and all their needs. And so throughout my college experience, I've been involved with housing advocacy and tenant advocacy with students, as housing in Davis is extremely competitive and extremely overpriced, as in other places in California. But after being involved with student government, I decided to get involved a little further and be able to apply all my knowledge from my studies and be able to get firsthand experience. And so it's been a great journey so far. And so I'm just looking forward to keep learning and to become a city and regional planner and to keep being involved in housing policy advocacy, hopefully at the state level. I'm currently involved in a really exciting project called Capitol Park Hotel, which is a historic hotel in downtown Sacramento that is currently under construction and that will provide 134 homes with permanent supportive services to formerly homeless individuals. So it's been really exciting to go and see the building, although it's gutted out right now. But if you ever visit Sacramento, it's very beautiful, and hopefully you get to see it when it opens up in 2022. And I've also just been helping other partners in the department with just various tasks. And so I think that's also what's really exciting about this internship, is that you can see just how the small efforts make a meaningful difference, whether it's waste management or an application. It all matters and it all makes a difference to bring housing to others. And so I'm excited to keep visiting properties and to hopefully meet residents someday, and to keep getting connected with my cohort. So thank you for listening. This next intern knows all the words from the movie Ratatouille, which is quite impressive. It's their favorite movie.
Good afternoon. My name is BRISA YEPEZ. I am from Hopland, California. I was born and raised here. I am a member of the Hopland Band of Pomo Indians. I currently go to Mendocino College, and I am majoring in construction through sustainable technology. It's actually kind of a course that's it's the first year that they've offered it there, and the goal through the course is to offer I totally forgot this. This is my major and I can't remember it. There's a list of skills and certificates. That's the word I was looking for. There's certifications that we go through in this course, and it's a whole semester long. So there's a lot of, Fridays and weekends, full days that we're doing school. There's a math course, there's hands-on learning, and I really enjoy construction. It's one thing that I've really enjoyed growing up. My dad played a really big part in that. He was very good about teaching me handiwork, maintenance around the house, plumbing, electrical. I really owe a lot of my knowledge to him. My host agency is Northern Circle Indian Housing Authority. I also owe that to him. My dad has, raised us, my siblings and I there. He's been a commissioner there for years. So I definitely have a personal attachment to Northern Circle. My reasoning for joining the internship was when I was a senior in high school, I wanted to apply because I loved construction so much. I loved housing. It was something I was very passionate about. And I was too young. I was too inexperienced. I was much too immature to do this. I'm very glad that I wasn't old enough and that I waited to apply. I was going to apply last year, and then the pandemic hit and I decided not to. But I'm definitely glad that I did wait, and I definitely matured. My other reasons for joining was that growing up, I didn't know it until about a year ago, but my family and I were also on rental assistance from Northern Circle, and my parents did a very good job about keeping it unknown to me, at least. I don't know about my siblings, but I'm the youngest of three, and my family always did a really good job about making us feel very safe, very loved, very provided for, and it was never an emotional struggle for us growing up. Um, the other reason I really wanted to do this is because housing is definitely something that's like a basic staple in human connections and life. Having stable housing is definitely something that I took for granted growing up because obviously not everybody has that same housing stability, and being a dancer for my tribe is very it's more of an emotional promise that I've made to Creator that I am here to protect my community. So if I can provide housing for them, that's I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Um, one of my really big goals through this internship is to definitely like long term provide for my community in any way that I can. Um, and some of the projects we've worked on with Northern Circle, one of the biggest ones that I've been very, very proud to be a part of is with CCRH. We have been working on a community garden for the Hopland Banapomo Indians. And it's something that I don't just get to be a part of in starting, but I am young enough where when I get older, I will be able to see it, grow into fruition. And I'm I'm very, very grateful and like honored to be a part of this. The other project we've worked on for Hopland specifically, I should mention this. My host agency is a tribally designated housing entity, as I'm sure a lot of you know. If those of you that don't, it's a tribally designated housing entity. We serve 7 tribes, 5 in Mendocino County and 2 in Butte County. And so the Hopland Banapomo Indians, where I'm enrolled, is one of those 7. And so we've been working on a Hopland fourplex, which is like a multifamily home, and we'll be able to provide housing for 4 different families. So that is something that I'm very, very excited about. I've been able to look at the blueprints, and I've been able to, just be in the footwork of building this, and it's very, very rewarding. And I am definitely looking forward to strengthening my bond with my cohort. And to introduce our next intern, he is a Dodgers fan.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm sorry that I'm not able to be here today this afternoon. As you're seeing this video right now, I am going to a very tough midterm exam, so apologies for not introducing myself here live. But anyways, my name is Alexis Orozco. I am a student here at the California State University at Northridge, where I'm majoring in construction management. I am someone who was born in Guanajuato, Mexico, and moved to Oxnard, California at the age of 9. Most of my teenage years here at Oxnard were spent in not very ideal housing. In my first 5 years living here in Oxnard, me and my family were housed in a very small 2-car garage. And fortunately, later on, my parents were able to move us to a much better, but still not very ideal, two-bedroom apartment. Unfortunately for my parents, they never took advantage of affordable housing because they never knew such programs existed, which is why I was very interested in joining this internship program, because I know I can help hundreds of struggling families and individuals across the city of Ventura so that they can afford a nice home and not having to worry about not having enough income to pay rent. I want to thank CCRH and especially Gisela for taking me in as part of this internship program. And I also want to thank my host agency, which is the Housing Authority of the City of San Buenaventura, for taking me in as well and helping me understand what how the affordable housing industry is like, and how we make it possible for so many families and individuals' lives and making it easier for them to afford a better home. I am hopeful that after my internship year ends, I can stay and work at the affordable housing industry and help even more families and individuals. Thank you very much, and I hope you guys have a great day.
All right, well, that wraps up the introductions of the 2021 internship cohort of the California Coalition for Rural Housing. As you can see, we're a very small group this year, but what we lack in numbers, we make up for with eagerness. In July, we hit the ground running and got to work with our respective agencies, and it's been an incredible start to this journey, and I can't believe that we have so much more to learn still, and it's so exciting, and we're definitely going to savor each moment. But none of this would be possible without the support of our funders. And so we'd like to take a moment to thank Merit Community Capital Corporation, Bank of America, Rural LISC, Wells Fargo, NeighborWorks America, the Yochabihi Wintun Nation, and all of the individual donors. Thank you for believing in the futures of students of color and making a difference in our lives and across California. We also would like to thank our respective host agencies, supervisors, mentors, and coworkers who have accepted us into their teams, challenged us to learn and to ask questions, and who welcomed us into the affordable housing world. We appreciate the time and the effort put into mentoring us, especially given the current circumstances. We'd also like to give a huge shout out to Gisela and Rhoda for all the work put into this program. We're so thankful for your guidance and your unwavering support. The pandemic has truly challenged us all, but as you all know, the mission to develop and sustain affordable housing has only ramped up. And we are so grateful to be learning alongside of you all despite all these challenges to continue this mission. As you have now met the bright and new faces in affordable housing, I encourage you to take a moment and recall about your start into this amazing work, to reflect on the eagerness, the passion, and the drive to serve. Let us be one of the many reminders of the energy and compassion that this work needs amidst the long days and stressful Zoom calls. As a final note, we invite you to mentor any new face into the industry and to welcome change and new ideas as we work to maintain and create a future for affordable housing together. Thank you for taking the time to get to know us. We appreciate all of the support in the chat, and we look forward to meeting you all hopefully sometime in the near future as we continue adapting to this new normal, and hopefully we get to meet in person soon. Thank you.